So what'd you have for breakfast this morning, huh? Probably not the best idea in the world, at least according to Cara Harbstreet. Now, Cara, our guest, is the author of Healthy Eating for Life. And this is interesting to me in particular because, Cara, you're known as a non-diet dietitian. What does that mean?
Well, it means you'll receive no judgment coming from me as far as your breakfast options. I'm just happy to be here today with Oatly to share more about some products that are good for you and good for the environment.
Well, it's Nutrition Month, but of course that word itself means something different to everybody. So why don't you define good nutrition in the world of Cara Harbstreet?
Well, when it comes to good nutrition, I think one of the main things is great taste, right? We want the nourishing foods that we eat to taste good to us as well. So I'm excited to share more about some of these products that have delicious flavors built in and can be easily worked into some of the recipes that you're already using and already familiar with.
Well, our plant-based foods, though, a main topic of discussion, are plant-based foods primarily only for vegans?
Well, not necessarily, although the Oatly products are indeed 100% vegan. The great thing about having more options out there is that it works for a variety of dietary needs and preferences. So for example, when it comes to Oatly, we know that we're getting that nutritionally balanced option. It's also more sustainable, but when it works for a variety of different dietary preferences, I think that's a great thing. This can work for gluten-free diets. They are also allergen friendly, and as you mentioned, because they are plant-based, they are also working well for vegans.
All right, will you mind if you, please, pardon me, I'm asking for definitions, but I want to make sure that everybody knows what you're talking about when you say things like intuitive dining. What does that mean?
Well, intuitive eating is a framework that I use in my nutrition practice, but it's one of those things that can help foster a healthier relationship with food. So when you see examples like these delicious recipes that I've made using the oat-based products from Oatly, you know that you're getting not only those nourishing ingredients, those good carbohydrates, healthy fat and fiber, but they can also work for some of the important vitamins and minerals that we need for good health.
Now listen, let's keep this confidential, okay? Nobody else listen. Cara, what single food would you recommend that we never eat as long as we live?
Well, because nutrition is such an individual situation, it's actually very challenging for me as a dietitian to claim a single food. But what I can say is that when you're looking for a variety of options, these savory recipes as well as convenient, easy morning options can be a great way to incorporate more of that plant-based nutrition into your everyday diet.
Yeah, but my wife really loves to use kind of our traditional family recipes. Is that going to work?
Well, you can let your wife know that because we've got the original version, the low-fat and full-fat version, we have so many options to choose from. These Oatly products will work wonderfully in any recipe that typically calls for dairy whenever you're looking for a plant-based alternative. And there's a ton of convenience because you can go out into any national grocery store as well as convenience stores or coffee shops and find some great options near you.
Now, everybody right now wants to know one thing more than anything else, and that is there really a tasty dish that you can recommend right now that is plant-based?
Oh, very much so. One of my favorites is right in front of me. This is a roasted carrot side dish that is using an oat-based dressing. And again, because it is 100% plant-based, it is vegan, and you can see that it is colorful and vibrant and full of flavor. So right now, this is actually one of my favorites for quick and easy weeknight meals.
Do you have a difficult time, Cara, talking meat eaters into maybe making at least a temporary transfer over to plant-based foods?
Well, because these are such delicious and great tasting options, it becomes a pretty easy conversation. There are a variety of ways that you can incorporate some or many plant-based options into your meals and snacks. And because we have that wonderful nutrition base to build from, we know that we'll be getting a lot of that great nutrition that our bodies need. If you're looking for some recipe inspiration, I recommend heading to Oatly.com. You'll see many more examples, such as the smoothie here with avocados and strawberry. And if you're looking for a more savory main entree, this is a really creamy and delicious green pesto pasta that uses some seasonal ingredients. It would be easy to add another protein to this or keep it 100% plant-based, but that's the wonderful thing about having so many options.
And the rest of the information is available where, Cara?
Well, again, head to Oatly.com. You'll find more information about everything we covered today, as well as these recipes that I'm highlighting. And if you're curious about intuitive eating or more general nutrition information, you can also visit my website, which is streetsmartnutrition.com.
And just look outside your window. Maybe that's lunch growing out there, at least according to the non-diet dietitian, Cara Harbstreet. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.